Hello, my name's Gavin, and this is Genre Books, and it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday evening now, but I woke up Tuesday morning to find I had been tagged. This is the April Showers / Rainy Days tag. This tag was created by Sabrina at Beyond the Book Reviews, and I was tagged by Pat at Book Chat with Pat. There were 10 prompts, so let's get on with it. Prompt number 1, share a book with water on the cover. I've chosen The Island of the Mighty by Evangeline Walton, part of the Ballantine Adult Fantasy range, and sharing this one because I just love the covers of this series so very much. Prompt number 2, what's a classic novel you'd like to curl up on the sofa with? I'm not much of a rereader, so I've chosen a book that I have started that has somewhat gotten away from me and I would like to catch up with, and that is the Thousand Nights and One Night. This is volume 1, which I am about halfway through, but there's also volume 2, volume 3 and volume 4, so I am likely to be curled up for some time. Prompt number 3, share a scary book you would read in a rainstorm. I don't have any meteorological horror stories, I don't think. And every time I thought of a horror book with big dramatic thunderstorms, I was wondering whether I was getting the movies confused with the books. So I will play it safe, but with a book I've not read, which is One Rainy Night by Richard Lehman, which does have rain. Prompt number 4, what's a good book recommendation for rainy days? I'm not sure about this one, but I think I'm going to be logistical. If it's a rainy day, I'm liable to be indoors. I'm liable to be indoors most days. But it means that it affords me the chance to read a bigger hardback book that I can't easily take around with me. So I'll pick a random one from the shelves, one that I couldn't really take in my rucksack with me to work, something like The Gardens of Epicurus by Anatole France. It's a nice, tactile, comforting old book as well. Opening it at a random page, there is a short story or a section of this story called How I Discoursed One Night with an Apparition on the First Origins of the Alphabet. Prompt number 5, what 2 characters would you like to share a rainy day with? I'm going to go for Frodo and Bilbo Baggins. I could hunker down, crouch down maybe, in their hobbit hole and just listen to the stories all day. Prompt number 6, share a book that has blue on the cover. This one, helpfully, is one that I will be reading soon for June on the Range, and that is Jubal Sackett by Louis L'Amour, and this is the next book in the Sackett series for my reading of the Sackett series. And yes, it has blue, it has water on the cover. I don't know how much it's going to rain, but this one promises some pure frontier adventure. Prompt number 7, what book has a rainy setting at some point? Well, I've gone for something which, well, I'll judge a book by its cover, but this seemed pretty obvious. This is Kim Stanley Robinson's 40 Signs of Rain. This is a climate science fiction novel, or a novel about global warming. And the Arctic ice pack is fast disappearing. This really isn't fiction at this point, but people are arriving in Washington to lobby the Senate for aid, which probably is the more fictional, fantastical point here. Prompt number 8, what book wouldn't you mind using as an umbrella? I wouldn't want to use any book as an umbrella, but I suppose I'll be lazy and I'll choose this book again because it's big enough, It's apposite, and it's also got a nice mylar cover, so hopefully I might be able to save the book after the rain. Prompt number 9. Which character would you like to share an umbrella with? I'm not one for reading romances, and I'm also not one to fall in love with book characters. That being said, I was once young and impressionable, and I had possibly too early, a Philip Roth phase. And one of the books, this is a novella with some short stories attached to it, but Goodbye Columbus by Philip Roth, which is not just a love story, it's a story about integration, assimilation, class difference, but it is a love story over a summer. So yeah, that's it's probably about as romantic as I get literature wise. It didn't hurt that it has Annie McGraw on the front cover either. Prompt number 10. Share a novel that has a dry beginning but an amazing ending. Well, I'm being literal and metaphorical here, but I'm going to choose a book I read at the beginning of the year, The Drought by J.G. Ballard, which, as you may imagine, is about a drought and does take a while to get going. I'm not sure that isn't intentional. It has that languor, that torpor of an unending heat wave, and it's a book that focuses on the last people to leave the area, so you do have to hang around in the book a while for everyone else to depart. But as the book goes on and the desperation continues, there is a midpoint which is very exciting, and then followed by a gap of a number of years and another build up to an even more exciting finish. So yes, I'd choose that book. It's funny to get to this tag after the first few sunny days we've had in what feels like forever. But normal service resumed today when it started raining again. I will check to see who hasn't done this tag, and I may well tag some people, but I'm also conscious that it is now halfway through May and April showers might not be the top of everybody's list. But there you go. Thank you to Pat, thank you to Sabrina, thank you for listening, and until the next time, bye.